The Galactic Council had ruled with an iron grip for centuries, its influence stretching over star systems and species alike. Humanity was just one of many civilizations subjected to their unyielding rule, a race they considered primitive, lacking the technology or strength to be a true threat. But within humanity's ranks there were whispers of rebellion. In hidden chambers on Earth, far from the Council's prying censors, the seeds of defiance were being planted. Behind closed doors, human leaders met in secrecy, determined to break free from the Council's control. The idea was simple yet daring. Humanity would build a fleet, a hidden armada powerful enough to challenge the Council's dominance. One of the central figures in these meetings was Commander Aria Stone. She was a vision of quiet strength and allure, with eyes that could pierce through any resolve and a figure that spoke of both elegance and fierce capability. Her long dark hair cascaded over her shoulders, and every movement was smooth and deliberate. Beneath her calm exterior there was a fire, a drive that radiated through her presence. She was a symbol of the resilience and defiance that humanity's resistance embodied. As Aria addressed the gathering of high-ranking officials and military strategists, her voice was both captivating and commanding. "The Council has underestimated us for too long," she said, her gaze sweeping across the room. "They believe we're compliant, bound by fear, but they haven't seen what we're truly capable of. It's time we show them." A murmur of agreement spread through the room, and beside Aria stood Lieutenant Kara Rios, her second in command. With her sculpted features and fierce green eyes, Kara had an intensity that matched Aria's in every way. Her athletic figure was striking, with toned arms and a graceful form that moved with an almost hypnotic precision. She had been selected for her skills in tactical operations and her unwavering loyalty to the cause. "We'll need resources, alliances, and skilled fighters," Kara added, her voice a low, compelling tone. "This isn't a mission for the faint-hearted. Those who join us must be ready to give everything for our freedom." The meeting ended with a sense of quiet determination, and as the officials filed out, Aria and Kara exchanged a glance, a shared understanding passing between them. The first step of rebellion had begun, but they both knew the path would be long and fraught with danger. As the rebellion's plans took shape, Aria and Kara began the painstaking task of recruiting a covert force of individuals skilled in engineering, combat, and strategy. They worked under the radar, ensuring each recruit was thoroughly vetted, driven by a shared dream of freedom from the Council's iron grip. Meetings were held in remote locations, often late at night under the guise of routine military drills. One of their most trusted recruits was Dr. Elena Frost, an engineer with a brilliance matched only by her elegance. She was known for her stunning intellect and beauty, a combination that often disarmed those around her. With sharp cheekbones, striking blue eyes, and a graceful figure that drew the eye, she moved with an effortless grace that captivated attention. Elena had dedicated her life to understanding the Council's technology, and now she was determined to use that knowledge against them. When Elena met with Aria and Kara, she brought a blueprint, a ship design unlike anything the Council had ever seen. "This model will allow us to evade their sensors," she explained, her voice soft yet laced with authority. "The hull absorbs light and energy, rendering it almost invisible. We can hide in plain sight." Aria leaned over the holographic blueprint, her eyes flashing with admiration for Elena's work. "If we can build these ships, we'll have the advantage of surprise," she murmured, glancing at Kara, who nodded in agreement. The trio shared a moment of silent understanding. They were women of strength, intellect, and beauty, bonded by a mission that would test their resolve and their limits. Aria's gaze shifted to Kara, her closest ally, and a spark of determination lit between them. Each woman carried the weight of their ambitions and the dangers that lay ahead, yet they moved with unwavering confidence. Aria's voice broke the silence, filled with purpose. "Let's proceed with the first phase. We'll start construction in the abandoned mining bases beneath the northern mountains. We need to stay hidden until we're ready to strike." With a nod, the women parted, each stepping into the shadows to carry out her part of the plan. They knew the risks. They knew that if discovered, the Council would respond with ruthless force. But they also knew the importance of what they were doing. They were building humanity's freedom, one hidden ship at a time. In the months that followed, the secret bases beneath the northern mountains bustled with activity. Skilled engineers and pilots arrived quietly, each person briefed only on what they needed to know. The risk of discovery was ever present, yet the drive to liberate humanity fueled everyone's commitment. And at the heart of it all were Aria, Kara, and Elena, coordinating every detail with precision and secrecy. Among the new recruits was Lieutenant Sophia Vale, a former intelligence officer known for her uncanny intuition and striking beauty. Sophia had an intense presence with dark, captivating eyes and a confidence that made her every movement feel like a calculated dance. Her form was graceful yet powerful, her slender frame concealing a strength that often took her opponents by surprise. As she reviewed the base's security protocols, her eyes swept over the screens with a focused, unyielding gaze. Kara approached her, noting the precision with which Sophia assessed each detail. "How are the defenses looking?" she asked, her voice a mix of curiosity and admiration. Sophia's eyes flicked up, meeting Kara's with a smirk that hinted at both confidence and a touch of mystery. "The Council would have to be incredibly lucky to find us here. But we can't be too careful. I'll implement additional layers of security around our communications. No signals go out that they could intercept." Kara nodded approvingly. "That's exactly what we need. This operation is our only chance to fight back, and I won't let it be jeopardized." Sophia's lips curled into a sly smile. "Then we'll make sure no one does." Meanwhile, deep in the base, Aria and Elena walked through the hangar, where the first prototype ship was nearing completion. The hull shimmered with an iridescent glow, absorbing light just as Elena had designed. The engineers worked in silence, their faces lit by the soft glow of welding sparks and control panels. Each one of them shared the same vision, pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity. Aria placed a hand on the cool metal of the ship, feeling a thrill of anticipation. "This is more than just a fleet," she said quietly to Elena. "This is hope for all of us." Elena nodded, her gaze thoughtful. "We're creating something that will outlast us all. Something the Council will never see coming." The two women shared a quiet moment, their bond growing as they realized the enormity of their task. This wasn't just a rebellion. It was the start of a new chapter in humanity's story, one written in the shadows, far from the Council's reach. As the fleet took shape, whispers of humanity's hidden strength began to ripple through the underground network of resistance. Each new ship built, each recruit trained in secrecy, brought humanity one step closer to defying the Council's reign. Aria, Kara, Elena, and Sophia knew they were on borrowed time, but they moved with purpose, driven by the knowledge that they were building something no one had dared to attempt before. One night, as Aria reviewed the final preparations for the fleet's launch protocols, Kara approached, her face etched with intensity. "Aria, I've been thinking about the cost. When the Council finds out, they won't hesitate to strike back. We need to prepare for a level of retaliation we've never faced." Aria looked up, her eyes soft but resolute. "I know, Kara. This path won't be easy, and we may lose many good people along the way, but freedom is worth every risk." Kara's gaze softened, a moment of vulnerability shared between them. "And we're ready to pay that price?" "Yes," Aria replied without hesitation, her voice filled with quiet strength. "This is what we were born to do." Meanwhile, Elena and Sophia monitored the final system tests on the fleet's flagship, a sleek vessel named Vigilance. The two women moved in sync, Sophia securing communication protocols while Elena calibrated the engines. Their focus was absolute, each one fully aware of the stakes. In this moment, every detail mattered. Elena paused, glancing at Sophia with admiration. "You know, it's rare to see someone with your level of focus. Most would buckle under this pressure." Sophia smirked, her eyes gleaming with a hint of mischief. "What can I say? I don't scare easily. And when it comes to taking down the Council, I'd say this mission is well worth the risk." With the final adjustments in place, Aria joined them on the bridge of the Vigilance, her gaze sweeping over her team with pride. This was more than just a fleet. It was the embodiment of humanity's courage, resilience, and unbreakable spirit. Each woman had played a role in bringing it to life, and together, they had created something that would challenge even the Council's greatest power. Aria's voice echoed through the bridge, filled with a quiet but powerful resolve. "Tomorrow we launch, and when the Council sees what we're capable of, they'll know that humanity will not be subdued. This is only the beginning." The crew stood in silent agreement, a fierce determination in their eyes. They knew the road ahead would be dangerous, but they were ready to face whatever came next. Together, they had built a force that could not only stand against the Council, but ignite a spark of hope for every race under its control. The rebellion had begun, and humanity's hidden fleet was ready to make its mark on the galaxy.